Okay, and we're back. I'm sorry for that interruption. Something was going on with my stream, but I am here. And I have seen Ferrari putting on some team orders and telling Hamilton to get out of the way of Leclerc. Leclerc looking quick. Let's see what unfolds. Of course, I'm not happy about that.
He was genuine in his thoughts, and the thoughts weren't bad. He just got overruled by his team because Behrman has just done a personal best. He started on a hard
Behrman in 8th, looking very, very good, but has been 22 laps on that hard tire. Antonelli down in 11th, Russell still up in 3rd, Piastri in 1st, Norris in 2nd. Leclerc is going very, very fast. He's dropped Hamilton and he's edging closer and closer to Russell.
4.1 seconds between Piastri and Norris. Norris, the championship leader, coming into this race ahead of Max Verstappen, who he beat by 0.8 of a second in the opening Grand Prix.
Leclerc has come alive for this race.
Before this Grand Prix, so as a result, the drivers who started on the hard having a better time than perhaps even they thought. That's the sight of Alex Albon making an overtake. Plenty more to come.
The drivers who started on hards are having a good time.
This is the payback for Albon then, having fresh tyres.
If you're joining me, please like the stream as we get this watch along going. I'm sorry, something happened on the stream. I had to rectify it, but I've rectified it. Now let's get into racing.
To damage those tyres, even though he is on a one stop, he's going to try and make that pass. See, with the DRS, he gets it on 2 occasions around this.
Albon is down in 13th. Stroll up in 7th. Behrman up in 8th. Sonoda in 9th. As Leclerc is getting closer to Russell. Remember, for the 2 stops, 10 to pit will be between lap 24 and lap 30. Now we are in lap 24.
Give me some feedback, guys. Come on, I need feedback before I'm losing. Give me.
Actually, 13, 1, 3, 2, 2.
Did you tell me that already?
That I 6 good, if monitoring.
Dropping away, nearly 2 seconds back from Leclerc and wondering why. Exit of 13, that is the long corner onto the back straight where Charles Leclerc...
Hamilton is not having a good time. He's been dropped by Leclerc by 2 seconds.
Hamilton with just his second Grand Prix weekend, switching from Mercedes to Ferrari. DC, you've switched between a couple of teams in your Formula 1 career.
He will not be happy as he had thought he would win this Grand Prix, and it seems the pace is there, but the pace is there for his teammates, not for him. As we see a lock-up by Behrman trying to overtake Stroll.
A little bit of action down in that hairpin. I don't think that lock-up will have put a flat spot on the Haas.
Have to admire the effort from Ollie Behrman. Didn't work out for him, though. He remains in 8th place. That's meaty, wasn't it? Screeching to a hole, trying to dive at the inside at 14. He's been following Stroll for many laps and he's getting frustrated.
Behrman is hunting Stroll.
Ocon's running in the points.
Leclerc gets in the DRS of Russell.
Charles Leclerc has got within DRS of George Russell in the battle for first.
Unbelievable. The shot that they have there is unbelievable.
It can be deceptive sometimes when you're in the dirty air. 12, very low speed, would suggest mechanical sort of transition to aero and the launch from Oliver Behrman, and yet be doing his own EBS there, making sure he doesn't damage that front tire. Well, 11 out of 10 for effort. Didn't quite manage to fully execute.
Albon trying to go out on the Sainz trying to go out on the outside of Duan, but manages the overtake on the inside.
Taking the place away. It's not been an easy time for Carlos Sainz. He's still working hard.
Leclerc is within DRS of Russell. Remember, that's the fight for the podium, as McLaren have their 1-2 and seemingly running away with the race as we thought. Piastri is winning, as I had predicted, but Hamilton will not be happy. Down in fifth, being dropped. He's 3 seconds down to Leclerc. Oh, Leclerc is very, very close to Russell. Let's see.
Is the tyres just more robust? You actually wear the tyre down and take away some gauge, as it's more about making sure you're not getting any graining. Well, you lose the amount of rubber that's there, and therefore you reduce the chances of...
Leclerc is just rapid without the front wing.
At this stage, as we see Charles Leclerc ever close to George Russell.
Leclerc is very, very close to Russell. Please like the stream, leave a comment. Who do you think it will end this way? It's looking like the McLaren are running away with it. Piastri 4 seconds ahead of Norris. Norris another 2 seconds ahead. So it seems like the fight here is for the podium.
Has to stay close in this part of the circuit. We're through the high speed now, into the left-hander at 11. Now we're in 12, where Charles has been better than Lewis, but it turns out that George Russell is doing a better job than Leclerc, and I think he clogged the curve there and lost a bit of time.
Leclerc opens, Russell opens a second.
How good that Mercedes is.
In that turn 13.
Sort of, medium speed transition corner.
Come on then, let's take some action.
Yeah, we're on it,
Well,
Leclerc is very close here.
communicating really clearly with the team, doesn't want to look at the back.
As Verstappen is hanging on for 6th, I think he's saying 6th is good enough for today, as that gap to Russell opens between Leclerc and Hamilton opens up to 3 seconds.
He has enough to keep Charles Leclerc at bay. At other parts of the circuit, you can see how close the Ferrari.
Look at how close Leclerc is running close to Russell.
Closes right up. But there's no way through really at that part. You've got to be alongside.
Please like the stream so that other people can join. Who do you think will win this race? Clearly it looks for them, it's for the McLarens to lose. The pace, Piastri has pace, Leclerc has pace as Behrman pits. Now for the people doing the two-stopper, this is their window.
The medium tyres now to go out and hit and exploit the performance. As it does look like Leclerc just unable.
Leclerc is unable to.
Also managing that gap beautifully.
Hamilton being distanced still, 2.5 seconds back from his teammates. I think Ferrari are justified with the team orders. Certainly Leclerc putting more pressure on Russell than Hamilton could do in the first part of this race.
Well, to answer the question that you asked earlier about how is it transitioning teams, when I went from McLaren to Red Bull,
I'm sure Hamilton will not be happy with those team orders. Leclerc got close to Russell, but he's unable to overtake.
The technology from McLaren for the steering wheel, so I had the same operating system and I had the same seats. It was then just
as we are going to see the second stops in a bit.
The transition. Lewis hasn't got that benefit. There's no way Mercedes is selling technology to Ferrari.
Fascinating insight. Red Bull were at a different stage, weren't they? They were entering Formula One. He's using all of his experience to help mould the team. It turned into the contenders that we know today, but it's fascinating the processes that went on. You are on board with the man working the wheel for the Ferrari, lead Ferrari in the race. Charles Leclerc in 4th place, trying to take his place on the podium, currently occupied by George Russell.
Yeah, and that's beautiful.
Leclerc, as we are in Visacam with Leclerc, he's in the DRS. He's been running in the DRS of Russell for a long time. And remember, you don't want to be in someone else's DRS for that long, but it seems that it's not affecting Leclerc. Clearly losing that front wing maybe made him a bit lighter. He's going a bit quicker. He found something. As Norris now puts down the fastest lap, I think he wants to hunt down Piastri. This race might not be over for the win, as Norris goes that much closer to Piastri. Russell is in defense mode, so he's fallen off from the lead pack. As we see also Leclerc falling off now.
Can give you on new tyres.
George Russell on the podium 1 week ago.
Something like that. We'd like to use some of that pace up, please. Yeah, but I don't want to just push it to a dirty air of Oscar again.
Lando being told to use those tires, but he's saying, I don't want to be in the dirty air. Let me run my race. I don't want to be in the dirty air of Oscar. It's the race is still long. I think he feels he has the pace. He can win this race. There is another stop coming in a few laps. Who will take advantage? As Leclerc is back in the DRS, he's struggling to overtake Russell, as Russell has the pace on him in that turn 13. A very good traction out of 13. So Leclerc is having to really struggle to get close or to overtake Leclerc, as that gap to Hamilton opens up to 3 seconds, with the gap to Verstappen opening up to another 5 seconds.
Image of the Mercedes of George Russell. Seeing Charles Leclerc in the wheel tracks and checking on the Alpine back.
Oh, the Alpine goes wide. Alpine down in 13th and 15th. Sainz also having a horrible time, as he was able to overtake Duan, but he's down there in 14th.
And we've asked for the car ahead to help you.
As Norris being told, we've asked for the car ahead to help you.
Third place together. I think there's some long-ranging one-stops to be had today. This hard tyre looks really decent, and I think you can attack on it and not churn through it.
The hard tyre is holding on, so some people might try the one-stop.
Temperature is 27. Crucially, though, with this newly relayed circuit, all of the data gathered across
as the race unfolds. I'm very gutted to see Hamilton in P5 as he ups. Oh, Bortoleto sets the fastest lap down in 19. I'm very gutted to see Hamilton being given team orders and letting Leclerc through. Now Leclerc is dropping off from Russell. As I've told you, running in that dirty air is not gonna give you any benefit. So Leclerc is dropping off from Russell. Russell able to hold on. It's not easy to overtake here. If you want to make an overtake, you better do it in strategy. Either go long or undercut. To do it on the road today is looking very difficult, as Leclerc now is 2 seconds away from Russell. He's dropping down.
Alex Albon was taking on the hard tyre. He was looking for 35 laps from that hard tyre. The maximum stint 1 year ago in cooler temperatures was 39.
Leclerc will be feeling that, oh, he made a mistake. Leclerc made a mistake on Russell.
Trying to pass, but he was just sending it to try something different to the apex and caught an oversteer and fought the car all the way to the exit as well. Lost a bit of time, and the tyres wouldn't be thanking him for that either. I know I'm talking about Lance Stroll a lot, but I'm really impressed with how he's going here.
Lance Stroll going very well, down in 7th. Albon is out of the points. He will be scratching his head there, with Haja just on the fringes of point. Ocon doing a very good job up in 9th. Sonoda, of course, doing Sonoda things. Stroll would have destroyed the other people's strategy, as he's up in 7th. Stroll is doing really well. As we have Alonso out, he had a brake problem. His brakes caught fire.
Not be as durable as the one that he's run, and also no one in the field knew about how effective the hard
Oliver Behrman trying to overtake Lawson. That hard tire is looking very good. He's holding on. It's looking nice.
Another half a second, Lawson dives straight to the pit. So second stop for Liam Lawson. Started on the hard and bolted on a medium. Presumably we'll go back to a hard to the end of the race. Norris another half a second, quicker than Piastri. 2.5 seconds back. Wonder how
Norris going quicker. 2.5 seconds the gap. As Leclerc drops further away from Russell.
Lawson goes out and uses hard tyres. Expect him to be able to
Lawson into the pits, takes bolts on some hard tires. So the medium tire is not working well. Clearly the tire to be on is those hards. Those hards are holding on nicely. The medium and the softs are not the tires that you want to be on. So clearly all drivers will try to make the one-stop work from here, as those hards are hanging on nicely.
We're getting a replay of the British driver, getting past.
As Behrman gets, as we see Behrman getting past Lawson.
Excellent, Ali. And the man who was a Formula 4 champion in Italy, spent a lot of time out there. He's got his dad, David.
All right, Leclerc is back on the pace of Russell. 1.8. Oh, that gap opening to 2 seconds. 1.8, 2 seconds. At the moment, it looks like the race has settled.
We've seen so much action so far this weekend. Oscar Piastri getting a maiden Grand Prix pole position.
As Norris gets to 2.5 seconds towards Piastri. Will Piastri let him win? There might be some late drama. Lap 32 of 56. So most drivers will want to hang on to this and let those hards go to the end. The hards are holding on very nicely. Remember, most drivers started on that medium tire, as Stroll has been on the hard for a very, very long time. No, Albon was Albon on a medium? Yeah, Albon was on a medium, so he made his stop.
Well, can you tell him to just speed up a little bit, because I'm in the dirty air, not with us.
Use my tires, I guess it's that.
Oh. Norris getting spicy on the radio, telling Piastri to hurry up. I don't want to be in his dirty air.
Not have the performance in the Red Bull. That isn't always a given. That is what we saw in Melbourne. That is what we've seen in Shanghai. But these are back-to-backs.
Russell is doing really well. This will be his second podium. He will be happy with that.
At the start of the year, take two again. This is Oliver Behrman.
As we see Oliver Behrman on the back. Oh, he overtakes Jack Doohan. He has pace on that medium.
And he powers by. Behrman gets a round of applause from his American team. He's up to P15. It's a lot of fun when you have new, fresh, softer tyres than your competition, and you can just pick them off like that, inside or outside, into the corner or out of the corner. Just nothing that Doohan can do to keep Behrman behind.
Doohan trying to overtake, but Behrman clearly having that pace. As we see Lawson trying to overtake Bortoleto.
Getting the benefit of those fresher tyres, so he'll get the pass on the brakes, fairly straightforward.
New hards, wasn't it, for Lawson? Pitted a couple of laps ago. He was running past Nico Hulkenberg, who had the contact on the opening lap.
Lawson on Hulkenberg, sorry.
Interested in Norris. There's a fascinating dynamic here.
Oh, Stroll has done 32 laps on those hards, running in 7th right now. He's doing very well.
He's more worried about covering off.
So the lap window for the hards is around 38 laps. So Stroll will have to pit.
Rather than Lando really wanted to go and press Oscar.
So far, the hard looks like it's robust. George behind has been told he's going to the end.
George is going to the end.
Okay, well,
Strategy coming into play. Drivers choosing to be on the one stopper.
Contenders, or whether he can actually do that. But I agree with you, Julian. It's like, why would Norris not want to do
It was predicted that no one will want to go on the hard stopper, but having not run on those hards, no one knew what those hards could do. So we are clearly seeing strategy as we see Hadja going into the pit for his second stop.
Behind all that, you're wondering why he's not trying to get more pressure on Oscar.
Norris clearly managing at this point.
Hadja making a stop. It was 2.5 seconds in length.
They'll try to stretch this hard as far as it can go because it's clearly the best tire, it's clearly the fastest tire. Then they'll pick either a medium or soft to the end, as Russell being told he's going to the end.
He's been out there for so long. He's doing an amazing job. He is anything for everyone on a hard right now.
Right, this phase of the race is just a bit about patience. Then if we've got fuel and stuff later, we can have a go.
So that is Team
Norris being told to be patient.
to manage this part of the race.
Back in P2, 3.3 seconds away from Piastri. So, and remember, Norris is feeling like he has pace in that car, so he'll be waiting for the moment so that he can unleash.
Into why Lando doesn't want to close up just yet, because they're in this position at 1-2, where Russell's not out of this. Leclerc's still 2.5 seconds back from George as well. So they don't want to start to chew through their tyres racing each other, have to pit again. And then Russell does a Spa last year. And
so at this moment, Russell is making things interesting because the McLaren can't push their tires not knowing what Russell is going to do, as he has been told he's going to the end. So they don't want to pit right now and waste their energy fighting if they're going to have to pit. So they will run for as long as they can, 35 seconds, 35 laps. So we have around 16 laps to go.
Weather update. Small risk of rain.
As we see, there's a risk of rain in the last 3 laps.
How Oscar Piastri feels in the race lead after what happened in Melbourne 1 week ago when a rain.
There's a risk of rain at the last 3 laps. That might throw something in the works. As Verstappen is going quicker and is catching Hamilton, he's pushing those tires, Verstappen.
On his head, but anyway, that's a few laps off. Meanwhile, right now, what it highlights is one of the great challenges for Formula One teams. You want the 2 best drivers you can have in your cars, but inevitably, when you get yourself a championship car, and that's everything we expect McLaren is right now.
As this field is spread nicely at the moment, 3 seconds between each. Only Oliver Behrman and Lawson making some gains, with Lawson overtaking the Kick-Saubers, who are at the bottom. Ocon will be very, very happy he's running in the points. As we see, Behrman overtakes Sainz. He has the fresher rubber. Sainz fighting though. Sonoda goes into the pits.
Old hard tire. So that medium is giving him the advantage at the moment. He's passing cars as well.
Behrman overtakes. He's up to 12 as drivers pit.
And the unknown of the hard tire could play a huge part in the major places of this Grand Prix. Not only that, all the way through the order. So Sonoda covers off his teammate. This is for
Sonoda covers off Hadja. They're down in 15th and 16th. They were running in the points as Hadja sets the fastest lap on that hard.
If he hammers this on an outlap, he's got a great chance to undercut Lance Stroll.
Stroll is still holding on to that 7th position, going really, really well. He'll try to take that hard to as far as he can, trying to do a one-stop.
Very strong start to the campaign. They will look to try and keep it going. We've seen them start well in the past, and the performance has fallen away.
Verstappen getting very, very close to Hamilton. He's only 2.4 seconds away. Hamilton will be very upset if Verstappen gets one on him, but I don't think he'll allow that. Leave a comment. Who do you think is gonna end this way? Norris seems to have some pace. He's just managing as Stroll goes to the pit. Verstappen being told he has some good pace. Better late than never. Attack. As he's clearly attacking Hamilton now.
Stroll has finally made his stop.
Stroll makes his stop. He goes to... Is he on the medium? Okay, he gets to the medium. He's down in 14th. As it gets darker and darker, the rain might come into play. Do not count out Verstappen as he's going now quickly. He's 1.7. lapping quicker.
If you're these front runners, if you take a pit stop, you might not get the reward. It doesn't look like these hard tyres are finding a cliff at all.
No, that's exactly what I took from that message, GP to Verstappen. 20 laps remaining. That didn't sound like 20 laps plus a stop. That sounded like, right, take the pace you've got from these tyres.
Please leave a like, leave a comment. Who do you think will win? Do you think Norris has what it takes as Verstappen is attacking Hamilton now.
Yes, he does.
Hamilton comes to the pits.
Up into fifth place, and Hamilton is the first of the front runners to.
Hamilton goes to the pits.
Hamilton goes to the pressure.
This is a gamble.
Performance on the hard tyre, and will look to try and take on the medium and attack further on.
He gets out of the medium. He goes on to hards. No, he goes back to hards. So Ferrari doing a medium hard strategy. Oh, will he come out ahead? Oh, he barely comes out ahead of Ocon. That would have been very, very bad. So Hamilton will be released to push, see what pace he can find in that Ferrari, as there is a threat of rain. Hamilton had to pit because Verstappen was catching him. Let's see if he, with an unleashed pace, what he can do.
And that was it. There was nothing left. This feels like the one-stopper is possible.
It looks like the one-stopper is possible.
Continuing on, but Lewis Hamilton will have the fresh hard tyre.
Let's see what Hamilton can do on fresh rubber. No low fuel. I was about to say no fuel. Leclerc fell away from Russell, four seconds away.
What we can see, our front left is a little bit worse than Oscar and Russell.
Yeah, I like I see the first little bits of grading, but it feels okay for now still.
Okay, let's just be patient still, alright?
Norris says he's got pace. He's being told to be patient.
Later on that tyre, normally when you've got the sort of gauge
Hamilton down in 6th. It's gonna be a very tough 19 laps? No.
Once again to the apex first.
Around 17 laps left.
And he's trying to use them. Of course, they'll be degrading all the time. And Gasly doesn't want to give up the place. Very, very tight.
Oh, as Behrman is hunting Gasly for that 10th place. Haas, who are looking the slowest, might have cooked up a strategy. Oh, Gasly doesn't want to give up this place because it's a 10th position place.
That's the beauty of it. It works either way, doesn't it? You make it stick or not. Wasn't able to get by into the first.
Behrman not able to get by. He'll be in the points if he's able to get through.
For Behrman, he's trying to improve to the points. How's the tyre, Oscar? Can we do plan A?
I think we can go to the end.
Piastri says he thinks they can go to the end.
How awesome would it be if we had Gasly and came on the radio and said, au revoir?
He's trying to maintain the position at the moment. Alex Albon, who went for that one stop and was hugely confident in what he was able
Hamilton
to do.
has 16 laps. Let's see what he can do. At the moment, he's 19 seconds away. That pad is holding on tight.
Than the Mercedes driver. Alex Albon took here good game.
And he's clearly not lighting up the time. So
Difference today makes for Williams. Struggled, dropped out of the top 10 yesterday.
where is the pace? Hamilton will be wondering. There is no pace in that Ferrari,
Changed a lot of it. For
as rain is forecasted as well.
having an even better race.
Oh,
Behrman to the
Behrman having another go at 14, doing switcheroo, better traction, going, squeezing, is in the outside.
getting the same
Gasly defending really well.
as he made his way out.
Stroll also catching, he's in 13th place. Oh, the slipstream, he gets the slipstream. Behrman finally gets past as Gasly tries to come back. Behrman in the points, he will be hunting Albon now. That has looking to have some race pace as Hamilton now goes quickest. 16 laps to go as the other top guys decide to go to the end.
So Hamilton pitted for a second stop. He's done the fastest lap. He's only 6/10 quicker than Verstappen. He's now 19.5 seconds back from Max.
Hamilton only 6/10 quicker, so that had that tire advantage is not very big.
6/7. The fresh and medium would give you in the immediate laps a second. That's a replay of heading into the first 7.
So Hamilton 6 tenths up, so the degradation clearly not working. It's not as high as they had thought on that hard tire.
So the question is, if this tyre holds on without any big drop-off performance, then I think for Hamilton, there just isn't going to be enough laps.
There's not. Not at this rate.
So Hamilton will run out of laps, so the gamble might not pay off for Hamilton. Now he's down in 6th. He'll be very upset. He was up in 4th.
No one's copied him, and so he needs the others to start running into tight trouble before the end of this one to make this one work.
He's 18 seconds away. He's going to be pushing very, very hard. But this seems like
He now has, as you would expect, the fastest lap. No bonus point for the fastest lap anymore in Formula One, but the race has turned to a one-stop. George Russell said that earlier.
this race has turned to a one-stop clearly. There is no huge advantage really.
Intriguing run if you consider what others like Alex Albon were able to do. There's a very twitchy Racing Bull strategist on the pit wall right now. 7th and 8th, fighting with Stroll, and now they're 15th and 16th, then realising that actually one stop might be the way. So I said that I thought Stroll was in contention for a top 7 here, but I don't think anyone ahead of him is going to pit. So if he's got to do it, he's going to have to use those fresh mediums to get back to everyone ahead. And ironically, all the great work he did on that tyre alerted everyone else to stay out.
Yeah, that's exactly what has been the case, where historical data is of interest, but there's nothing like the data on the day.
Clearly, this race turning from a 2-stopper to a 1-stopper. Clearly, Ferrari have gotten it wrong here with Hamilton because he's not catching the front runners quick enough. Putting on another fastest lap, but it's not quick enough.
From a position where they were absolutely flying up there with the Ferraris, and unless those cars ahead have big drop-offs, it's heading that way again.
This is top pace now, Max. Keep going.
They are loving what they're seeing on the Red Bull pit wall from Max Verstappen, who finds himself putting Charles Leclerc under pressure. He was 0.4 of a second quicker on the last
Verstappen going quicker than the Ferraris. The Ferraris losing pace.
So important for the World Championship. He won his 4th title by turning 6 places into podium finishes. That's how he was able to keep the superior McLaren at bay. McLaren with the Constructors' title winners last year.
This is not going to end well.
Sniffing an opportunity. Anything he can do to minimise the damage, vital. This is a long, long campaign.
Yeah, further 3/10 quicker in the first couple of sectors than Leclerc, and he'll be able to start sniffing the fumes of that Ferrari anytime soon.
Remember Leclerc, a dozen laps or so ago now, was right on the back of Russell, putting all the pressure on.
Leclerc dropped off from Russell. Russell really doing a very strong race.
Norris in 2nd, Russell's ahead of Leclerc, and it does look like the Ferrari have gone from being the big threat on paper today after what they had in the sprint, Hamilton coasting to victory, to actually being the worst on their tyres of the top 4.
Yeah. Ferrari will be scratching their heads. They were at one point the best team. Now they are nowhere. Now Hamilton is falling off again. He was catching Verstappen, but he's falling off. He's 16 seconds away.
Keep Max Verstappen behind Lewis Hamilton. Clearly the Ferrari projection said they were in trouble.
Maybe some rain can do something with Verstappen having the fresher rubber. With Hamilton having the fresh rubber, maybe some rain can do something, but as it stands...
Remember Behrman lunging him about a dozen laps ago as well? Well, Behrman jumped him by virtue of going onto that medium tyre, and he's been roaring through the field. Stroll trying to do the same, and they're having their own little battle, both on fresher tyres. Behrman 10th, Stroll 12th, Gasly
13 laps to go.
For Ollie Behrman,
Hamilton looks poised to finish 6th. He will not be happy with that, with Russell up in 3rd.
How good has Piastri been today as well? Number 1, just driving a nice race in the...
Piastri out in front now, eking out his advantage. He's 5 seconds up.
If you're Tom Stallard, race
And Russell is managing this race amazing.
That's all the information I need. He's driving to that out front, he's in control, And now he's opening the gap up as well to
5 seconds to Norris. Piastri opens the gap. Verstappen.
Just keep it up, Max. Obviously, everybody trying to hang it out now. Don't know what can happen in the end.
Verstappen being told to keep it up. Anything can happen towards the end.
Monday experts, when we had the chance to reflect on how the race is played out, but they're living this real time.
Hamilton will be livid with how Ferrari have managed this race. This is not what he would have wanted to see. He was given team orders and Leclerc told to go ahead of him. Leclerc was not able to make any inroads on Russell. He was made to pit, you know, made to pit to do that second pit stop, and clearly that second pit stop is not working as 10 laps to go. He's 16 seconds down on Verstappen.
Ruined those errors in qualifying. George Russell just trying to coax the car to a back-to-back third place. Max Verstappen, engineer GP on the radio there.
Verstappen will be hunting Leclerc for fourth.
Mentioning that is Pirelli increasing the tyre pressures all the way through the weekend, effectively pumping up the tyres to make sure that they can do the distance that they tell the teams that they can, making sure that they structurally are in the right condition for the end of the race. So he's given his driver a bit of encouragement there on the basis that these hard tyres, I don't think anyone expected to stop around the lap 15 mark and take hard tyres to the end, but that is exactly what they're going to do, and that is effectively an unknown.
We're losing some time in turn 2. Maybe try one lap without using the curb. Nope.
Leclerc being told to use the curb, so maybe the increase in tire pressure has made that hard go very long, because they pitted on lap 15 and they went all the way to lap 56. It's looking like they'll be able to hang on all the way to lap 56. So, and clearly Hamilton is not doing any improvement really.
Use a different line as something else rather than just the pure fact of brake later or get on the throttle or there's a certain area, but just try changing the racing line you can do for 45 laps in this Grand Prix is something else.
Yeah, I remember my engineer telling me that now's the time to push. And the radio said,
Verstappen will be 2 seconds into the back of the Ferrari. The Ferrari will end up being the fourth. They're looking like the fourth fastest team after looking like a threat all through China. So it's looking like a repeat of Melbourne.
Weather update, possible class a half on the last lap only.
So weather update being told rain will come on the last lap as we are 10 laps to go.
I would tell him that with 10 laps to go. I think I'd keep him in the zone and don't start to get your race leading driver jittery about the chance of rain. When it gets a bit closer, possibly, but we're still 10 laps away and a class a half is pretty meaningless.
Also, I'd rather not know that we're going to be doing the wrap up to the Formula 1 Grand Prix standing on
Hamilton clearly pushing, but he's not catching up fast enough.
Between Hadjar and Doohan. That was at the hairpin. Doohan still ahead. Hadjar trying to go the long way round, and both of them going deep. They remain in 15th and 16th positions. And
as we see some front wing damage for Hadjar. The V-Cubs have gotten the strategy wrong again. As Sonoda finds himself down in 14th without a front wing, Hadjar down in 16th. Remember, they were up in the top 10, so clearly that two stops not working for the people who did a two stop. So even Hamilton up in 6th is really, it screwed his race doing that pit stop. So the one stop seems to be the way to go.
Very close to the back of Sainz coming to turn 1. He didn't touch him, did he?
Well, not that we've seen. I'm sure if it is the case, we'll get a replay of that pretty soon. But you can see him just falling away.
Yeah, he's down there, isn't he?
Sonoda is falling away. Let's look at what happened.
So that's
They went
That's Doohan just defending all the way towards the exit there, and Hajar.
What happened to Yuki
No contact there, and Hajar
as he
still
gets
Doohan's having a clear Sonoda, and
as he's being cleared? Sonoda is falling away. This will be very, he will be very upset with this. They were running in the top 10 and now they are nowhere. Haas have chefed being in 7th with Ocon and 10th with Behrman. Clearly that one stopper benefiting the back markers. Albon will be very happy with 9th. Sonoda wondering where he got the damage.
It looks like, unless it's been struck by something else, some debris off the back of another car, difficult to see.
He pits to exchange that front wing.
Failure.
I think it is that. I think it isn't contact with signs ahead. That's not been
As he has a very long pit stop trying to remove that front wing.
What an opportunity missed by Racing Bulls. This one will hurt back in Faenza. Sonoda will be back into the race.
Another opportunity missed by the Racing Bulls as Haas score points again, starting from behind.
Yeah, look, it's just through the turbulent air of the car in front. It's built a frequency in that front wing, which
and it looks like it's just he was running behind Sainz and he just got the dirty air.
Vibration and a bit of flex in the other side.
Verstappen 2.5 seconds.
Builds up. You've got such a rush of airflow over these cars.
My brake pedal's going a bit long. Yeah, the brake pedal's gone a long.
So it's been going long the whole time. We see it has steps, yes.
Yeah, now it's a lot longer. Like I would say, if it's slightly longer.
No, I know.
A lot longer.
I know, mate. It's getting a bit fraught on the radio between driver and engineer there. Norris doesn't have a massive margin over George Russell if he has an issue with the brakes. He's about to do his best lap of the race, so he's managing it pretty nicely.
Yeah, look, you never enjoy brake pedals going along. It's part of this modern Formula One with the brake-by-wire that there is you could say a longer movement of travel in the pedal. But this is
Hamilton will be very angry at Ferrari's strategy. They are just doing the same strategy as the VCAB, and VCAB are not known for good strategies, so he'll be very upset. What is this Ferrari strategy? I'm upset. Very poor strategy by Ferrari.
So now I know this is boring, so it's not the brake power that's changing, it's just the pedal that's going longer.
Okay, yeah, you can still decelerate the same, but just the feeling from the brake pedal is different, and I hate that. You want to have for me, a pretty rock hard brake.
I'm gutted for Hamilton.
With a load of force with your left leg.
He would have been very amped after that sprint win. But Ferrari are looking like the 4th fastest car.
Is going to come under real pressure from Max Verstappen. There's the evidence in front of you. Oh, that was a late chop. As we see Hajar and Doohan continue to do battle, and Doohan stays ahead. The Australian driver leads the Frenchman. And still he's
Verstappen 2.2 seconds away from Leclerc, so that Ferrari has no pace. It had a lot of pace yesterday. Today, no pace.
Move to the middle again, coming into the first corner. Hajar trying to hang it. It's a long
As we have 6 laps to go, this race is over. Norris is getting closer to Piastri, but I think Piastri has this in the bag. Russell will continue to do what he's doing. He's 3rd. He's in contention at the moment to win.
Continue to get long. How big's the issue? It'll get like half a minute longer per lap.
So describe that sensation.
Oh, it is deeply uncomfortable. Half a millimetre is, it's a huge amount in racing terms. You do a front right height adjustment by half a millimetre, you feel the load, you feel the increase or decrease in which way you go in the car. the brake pedal, it makes sure
6 laps to go.
it's the other great
Verstappen 1 second inside the
performers on the racetrack.
inside 2 seconds of Leclerc. Leclerc fell off 5 seconds to Russell.
It is your best friend in the world.
Russell 6
and if
seconds
it's starting
back.
to go away from you, well, it starts to feel like a distant friend.
Could be potentially getting
to the floor or not.
so it's getting worse. Basically, the front circuit will maintain pressure, the rear will lose, but you'll still get brake power. So you just have to be really cautious on the brakes. No risk.
Yeah, fill up a lot quicker than.
Norris being told not to take any risks as there is a problem with that for McLaren, and he will settle for second because he still has the championship to think about. I'm livid. I'm livid by Ferrari. What have they done to Hamilton? What a bad strategy. No pace, nothing.
Frustrating Agile went to the outside there, do and released the brakes and forced him off.
Hey, moving so late, man.
Where did the pace go? Where did yesterday's pace go by Ferrari?
Message obviously has been surpassed by the information from the stewards.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of those moves as well. One on the back straight and one on the front straight. They're doing just jinking slightly.
5 laps to go.
As Agile was getting close.
Verstappen getting closer and closer to Leclerc
Confirmation of that 10 seconds.
for 4th position, and he will be happy with that.
We
Clearly,
see you're quick. This is one of those things we discussed. The primaries over the year. I'd rather finish second than not at all. No hard break.
So Norris is 7 seconds clear of Russell. There's 5 laps to go. He can bring this home if he wants, but now is the time that he's been preparing for all race to launch that attack, which he was promised a while ago by his engineer he'd be able to do. But now is the time that he's got this reliability concern as well. So McLaren are trying to manage expectations. Lando wants to go hunting the win, but there's obviously this reliability risk with the brake pedal. I never liked that from the cockpit as well. So there's a lot going on here. DC, can you understand?
Verstappen gets in the DRS of Leclerc.
Contention for the World Championship.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got an issue.
This
with
is
brakes
so bad
all
by
the way
Ferrari.
now to maximise points for the team.
9. That's where all the gain is. 4 tenths.
Yeah, no, you told me about 10 or 15 times kind of.
The disdain on the radio.
Oh,
He's so sassy with Brian Bozzi compared to what we used to hear with his old engineer. 2.9 seconds, 2.8 seconds for the top two.
4
tenths of a second.
4 tenths of a second. Verstappen opens the DRS, tries to go for the move in turn 1. He's very, very
It
close.
sounds tough from Leclerc's engineer, but
Ferrari. Oh,
And, he knows
Verstappen is very, very close
not
to
going
Leclerc.
defend against Max. It's been a great Grand Prix considering the damage he's had, but in the end, I think with 4 laps to go, there's just too much pace in that Red Bull.
4 laps to go. The Red Bull will clearly go past the Ferrari.
Him out of any contention, he's never getting back to the back of this battle. And Leclerc now defending from Verstappen, who's been having a very quiet Grand Prix all the way through for 52 laps. Now looks like he wants to pick up another couple of points. Personal best middle sector of the entire Grand Prix for Oscar Piastri. Taking those hard tyres all the way to the end, the fuel burning off, and he's trying to keep that gap at around 3 seconds to his teammate, in the hope that his shoulders will drop and effectively the fight will be called off. And for McLaren, calling Norris off is a double win, isn't it? Firstly, the reliability concern.
Lando being told he needs to manage his brakes, so Lando will come in second.
Reliability as a sort of shield for that.
As we see Verstappen and Leclerc fight it out for 4th position.
By losing a few in the sprint to Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen finished in 3rd. Norris really struggled.
Opening up the DRS, gaining. Let's see whether Verstappen can have a look. He tries to go on the inside, goes on the outside. No chance. Oh, that long right is side by side. Oh, close to the inside.
Verstappen
gets the place. A lot of pace in that Red Bull.
That that's a beautiful pass, no question about it. As Charles comes back.
Charles tries to take back the position as they're sliding.
They've got away with that one. That was super late on the brakes.
That was close. Leclerc trying to fight. Oh,
But the place now belongs to Verstappen.
as Verstappen is gone.
An incredible move from Max at turn 3. Round the outsider there is something special. Don't think I've seen that before. Presumably Leclerc was busy trying to get the exit, which he then had. Second, quite a big move on the braking.
Very good. Turn 1. That Red Bull had more traction than the Ferrari.
But it's never actually been played out, Julian. I think you're right. We've not seen this before.
But the Ferrari will be wondering what
Dropped
has
down the
happened.
hill.
Yeah.
Leclerc compromised the line, had to guarantee get to the apex, and in the end, just didn't.
Now they're bunched back. They are bunched up together again. 5th and 6th. 2 laps to go.
Normally, he got the inside maybe, but to sweep all the way around the outside, haven't seen it. Leclerc would have been ready for it, but then he fancied the lunge back. But he's got nothing to lose now. Hamilton's miles away, so he had a dive back, and Max reacted to that one very late.
Yeah, and let's just remind ourselves, these guys are sitting in that cockpit. They only can kind of tell where the other cars are based on those little mirrors that are hanging out the side of the cockpit. We get this amazing view, but they're living on their instincts. And as Max cut to the right-hand side of Leclerc, he would go out of his mirror line.
He's absolutely horrible by Ferrari.
He's still very quick doing so. Just set his personal best in the entire Grand Prix so far. His first sector was much quicker than Oscar Piastri, considering it's only 25 seconds. He was 0.3 quicker through the first part of the lap.
I'm gutted.
In the middle
I'm
part of the lap, Piastri responds and gets the gap out to 3.1.
Russell will come back. Will finish in 3rd. Good for Russell.
Rookies.
Verstappen will finish in 4th. He'll be happy with that as he drops Leclerc by a whole 2 seconds. He's already 3 seconds ahead of Leclerc. Ferrari just lost all pace.
Back row of the grid, Behrman in the wars, as Hajar has another look at the back of the
Look at the speed going into turn number 1. Can he manage to turn that long line into the inside? He's trying to do a Verstappen. It's not for the points. He just looked fantastic when we were on board.
It shows you how hard the Verstappen move is as well. But Ocon is driving an absolute blinder here, up in 7th, and Behrman's got himself back into the top 10 as well.
Behrman is in 10th. Ocon will be very, very happy with 7th.
Up 4 places for Esteban Ocon to 7th, up 7 places to the last points paying position for Oliver Behrman.
Behrman up 7 places, so there's clearly a lot of pace in that pass.
They've played a blinder and some great passing from Behrman.
The VCAB will be wondering, they had the worst race strategy ever.
Made some setup changes and it's brought the car to life.
But the brake situation has been getting critical. Yeah, I think the pedal's going flat.
Norris being told the brake situation is getting critical.
About a minute ago,
He's being dropped now, he's down 5 seconds.
to 5 seconds back, so he has eventually conceded defeat. Oscar Piastri,
As we go to the last lap,
remains the same, is going to claim his 3rd Grand Prix win. Lando Norris will just try and bring it
It's
home
not
to the
great.
flag. He's got a sizable advantage over George Russell by 7 seconds heading in.
as Hamilton is 4.4 seconds.
He's got 2 corners and 1 lap to go. We're focusing on what
Hamilton 4.2 seconds away from Leclerc. Might he catch him? Maybe.
continues to fight the Alpine.
As Leclerc is dropping off like a stone.
But Hamilton is within 6 seconds of his teammate, running 2 seconds faster on that last lap where Leclerc was having the battle with Verstappen. So will Hamilton get a little bit of joy of having done that extra stop by getting right with his teammate?
7 seconds off the back of Piastri now. Norris really struggling.
Norris 7 seconds away. He's very struggling. He's struggling very much. Russell will be encouraged by that.
Corners that are big stops around this circuit. One is coming up now. If you stay on board with Lando up towards turn 6, that's where you want to apply a load of brake pressure. He's lifting right off it.
Yeah, he is. That is mission critical. it's so uncomfortable, isn't it, as a driver, if you know you've got an issue with the brakes, especially when you know you're being hunted down by Russell.
Well, at some point they might not work at all, in which case you're heading to the barriers.
Still got turn 14. That's the critical one for Lando Norris. He is going to have to rely on the brakes. His teammate is scampered clear.
Oscar Piastri is going to win the Chinese Grand Prix.
He's on his way to a third career win. He's left his teammate behind. Maiden Grand Prix pole yesterday, and just his third victory.
I hope Ferrari will tell them to swap the cars just for Hamilton to get something from this race, because they have really screwed him. Man from Melbourne, Oscar Piastri, and the final corner. Russell is very close to Norris. Piastri wins the Chinese Grand Prix.
The Chinese Grand Prix for only his third Grand Prix victory, and Lando Norris nurses home the McLaren.
Norris goes finishes second. Will they tell the Ferraris to switch? Tell them to switch, please. Yes. No? Did they switch? Yes, I think they switched at the end there.
Lewis Hamilton comes home in 6th position.
Did they?
Charles Leclerc in 5th.
No, Leclerc finishes 5th.
Won the opening 2 Grand Prix of the year.
That would be very annoying by Hamilton. From Hamilton. He'll be very upset with that.
From his point of view, it might have been more simple, eh?
So Piastri wins the Chinese Grand Prix. Number 2 Norris, Russell, number 3 Verstappen 4th, Leclerc and Hamilton 5th and 6th. Ocon will be very happy with 7th. Antonelli down in 8th. Albon 9th, and Behrman completes the top 10 with 1 point. So Haas score points, both drivers score points. They'll be happy with that. Antonelli down in 8th will be disappointed. The losers of this race clearly is is the V-Cab and the Ferrari. They bad on strategy, lost all pace. 11th Gasly. Stroll did very well that first stint. As we see someone crying, I think they're crying for Piastri. Gasly in 11th, Stroll 12th, Sainz 13th, Hadjar 14th, Duhan 15th, Lawson 16th, Bortoleto ahead of his teammate. Will be happy with that. Bortoleto 17th, Hulkenberg 18th.
He just seems so...
I'm upset.
So contained.
I'm very upset.
So professional.
Even when he does scream in delight, he only tells us about it. He does.
McLaren 1-2 as we expected. Norris, Russell really putting himself in contention with back-to-back podiums.
Sorry about that. With the brake pedal. Yeah, right on, boys. Beautiful 1-2.
Norris will definitely take second place today.
Didn't see the straight fight that we hoped we would at the end, but McLaren won 2 and banking the points whilst they do obviously have the fastest car.
Obviously, I'm sorry about what happened with the stream. I'm going to log off now. See you in the next one. Thank you for supporting.